Morning, folks. Hope y'all are having a decent weekend so far. Thanks for tuning in for another cruise with Smooth. Before I get into it today, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell. So I posted a random funny meme on Facebook. Last night. It said that it was just text, and it said, I wonder if 2020 is going to be like a mullet and we'll party on the back half. Thought it was funny enough. And a guy that I used to know very well, respect the guy. He's in the medical care profession. He works as a nurse at one of the better hospitals in the area. So I kind of tend to take his account of what's going on in the medical scene due to coronavirus seriously enough. And when it comes to things of medical opinion, I have no reason to doubt or disagree with him. But anyway, I shared that meme, and I got the, oh, that'd be great. Don't expect it to happen, but that'd be great, or haha, whatever. And then his comment was, yeah, we'll be partying on November 3rd. And I, of course, had a response to that. A meme of all things. There's a political entity, I forget the name, that it's a polling organization, and they're the ones that got Trump 2020 or Trump 2016 right. They just about had it figured out, down to the number of electorals. They got a Trump win, they just didn't have the precise numbers right. Well, anyway, I proceeded to post the meme of that and why they had never heard about it and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, it got me thinking. There were a ton of polling entities that had 2016 dead wrong. Everybody was saying that there was a 80 to 90% chance of a Clinton win, and there's no way that there was an 80 to 90% chance of a Clinton win the day before the election, and no one knew that it was that things were the way they were polling wise. So, it just, I've heard a theory that part of polling, especially when it comes to polling this early in the game, like, there were presidential polls done a month and a half ago. And that part of the reason for those numbers that early on isn't to reflect public opinion, but to shape public opinion. Making victory or defeat look a certain way as far as the likelihood of it. And that they all want to get it right, so they're going to start reflecting reality eventually, but they don't start doing that till about 2 weeks out. I've heard that theory. I don't know if it's true or not, but it does make sense. And if you were watching the polls closely during 2016, there definitely was a shift in the polls in Trump's favor. Granted, no one was saying he was going to win it, but there was a shift in the polls in his favor about a week to 2 weeks out. And I have a theory as to why that is. When was it? 2016, 2017. My in-laws from New York, my brother and sister-in-law, moved down to Kentucky. And I had, my handful of Republican stickers. I don't think I had a Trump sticker. I had anybody but Hillary. I had a couple ones about guns, but nothing blazingly Republican. Well, anyway, I got told that if I were to ever go to New York with them to visit their family or what have you, that I should remove those stickers before I get there because my windows would be removed if I went. They said that that's a fairly common small crime, is shattering out windows on cars that have differing political opinions. And our dad, he had a magnet made up that had a political message to it that he had removed from his truck and thrown on the parking lot. He found it and it ended up staying at home, I think, after that. I don't remember. But I think that there is a percentage of those that vote Democrat that have no desire to hear the reasons why you would vote Republican, and would be just perfectly content yelling at you, getting mad at you, or breaking the windows out of your vehicle. And I think that furthermore, the majority of Republicans know that, and they don't want to get into the yelling match. They don't want to have their windows broke out of their car. They don't want to get into it, so they're happy to just keep their mouth shut. Back during 2016, there was several people that kind of did exposés on the polling the polling methods and demonstrated how they got the polls they got in the areas that were surveyed. Oversampling, sampling in, like say you were polling for a state, they would oversample in Democrat counties, they would sample mainly Democrat counties, things like that. So, I don't think anybody's got the data right, especially this far out. There is a whole lot that could happen to swing the polling data for the 2016 election both ways. I'm planning on voting for Trump. I do not fully endorse everything he's doing. For Pete's sakes, leave people alone. Just be president. You don't need to attack everybody that has to say something against you. Get off the Twitter. So, I'm not 100% Trump fan. I just don't think that Biden has the mental wherewithal about him to do what he wants. I think that he's been co-opted by the radical left in a lot of things, and I'm not a fan. anyway, but it's just irritating when polling places can't, even if they wanted to, they can't get accurate information because no one's going to answer truthfully, or some people won't answer truthfully and it'll skew the numbers. It's frustrating when, oh dear, right on the road. Jeez, that was close. It's frustrating to me when everything boils down to the political. I'll talk politics with you all day long, but if I make a funny joke, I don't need to hear the Democrat or the Libertarian or the Independent or the Republican take on a joke, for Pete's sakes. And I think that it's bad that politics has become so divisive that we can't even talk about it together, because there's this cancel culture where if I say things that are allegedly uncool or not okay with the cancel culture, I'll get canceled. It's just, I've heard this theory that we live in the dumbest possible multiverse right now. And I tend to agree. Everything is boiled down to the dumbest common denominator. And I would like to see intelligent discussion make a comeback. I don't think that it will, but that's what I would like to see. You know, I work at Ford. I build vehicles. There's a subset of people there that wants Ford to stop building cop cars. And I think that's just ridiculous. But the thing is, as long as the police department can pay for them, as long as whoever can pay for them, I want to build them a car. There's a gentleman that I work with. He's a man of color. That's the politically correct way to say that as far as I'm aware. And really hilarious guy. He and I can talk about anything but politics. And I don't remember how we got on this topic. It's been a couple years back. But he's like, you know, I don't give a crap as long as their money's green. I'd build a truck for the Klan. You know, I'd cut their eye slits and the seat covers and whatever they want. I'd build their truck for them. And I about hit the floor laughing. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, their money spends the same as a nice person's. I don't care. I'd build a truck for the Klan. And I was laughing my tail off. So, anyway, I reckon that's about all I got for today, folks. If someone disagrees with you politically, I'm sure they've got their reasons to do so. I'm sure they have at least somewhat thought through their reasoning. If not, have an intelligent discussion about it. Don't instantly assume everything about them. Say, well, you're just a, loyally blind Donald Trump or Joe Biden supporter. Or whatever you want to say that's, why? Tell me, I want to know. Why do you support Joe Biden or Donald Trump or Jo Jorgensen. You know, there might be something about that candidate that you didn't know. There might be reasons to reconsider your own support for whoever you're planning on voting for in 2020. You know, with the 28-hour-a-day news cycle, no one can keep up with everything all the time. So, having someone else help keep you informed, that's a good thing, I think. So, anyway, I reckon that's all I got, folks. Be nice. Have good conversations. Stay safe. Thanks for tuning in for another Cruise with Smooth.